Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At last session, we have started this course, and main outcome should be, if you are a student, you can get qualification, professional qualification for joining a job, or if you are working, if you are a professional, you can get more knowledge about accounting software, and you can get promotions from mastering this software. And also if you are a freelancer, or if you need any extra income, you can practice as a implementation consultant and get extra income by implementing this system. Okay. And also, if you are a professional or business owner, you can analyze your company performance from these management reports. Okay, right. Last session we have completed up to document and statements. You can, I'll quickly go through last session. You can change your company settings from company, change company settings, and you can enter your company details. You can enable your customers on. Customers on is it's an additional feature. So when you are creating invoices, customer receipts, or quotations, you can directly email those documents to your customers, and customers also can view their documents such as invoices, quotations, receipts, they are outstanding online. So if you enable this customers on, customers also can view their account history without login to system, and from this customers on. Next, general settings. From here, you can set your financial years, and you can set lockdown date. If you set a lockdown date, your users cannot enter transactions prior to this period. Next, rounding, regional settings. From here, you can add decimal places, currency symbol, and date format. Next, customer and supplier settings. From here, you can set your customers and supplier settings. You can get alert when customers, their credit limit increases, or if you are inactivated customers or suppliers, if you want to display those customers or suppliers in processing when transaction, or displaying the reports like that, you can do settings from this section. Next, item settings. From here, you can set your item settings, and if your quantities fall below 0, you can block, or you can get an alert, or if you want to get an message when the item selling price is below cost, those details you can set from here. In addition to that, here you can set price list. Now, for an example, if you are selling your items for different prices for different customers, you can create price list. By clicking this plus mark, you can create price list. After that, you can link that price list to the customer. So when you are invoicing to the customer, automatically that relevant prices will display in the invoices. Next, time tracking setting. This is add-on module. You can activate this add-on module from my profile. Go to my profile and you can activate this time tracking module. Next, outstanding balances. You can generate outstanding report based on invoice date or due date. Due date is after considering that customer's credit period. Next, personal information. Tax settings. You can add your tax rate. If you are a VAT registered company, you can add your tax rates. Next, document and statements. From here, you can set document messages or statement messages. From document numbers section, you can set your document numbers. You can set numbers for quotations, invoices, purchase orders, for these documents, you can set numbers. Document description from here. Now, when you are printing more than one time, this copy name will display in this document. For an example, if you print credit note in first time, it will display as credit note. But if you are printing more than once, it will display copy credit note. Next, customer document messages. You can add these document messages to your documents, such as quotations, sales orders, customer invoices. For those documents, you can display these messages. This is supplier document messages, invoice and statement layouts. From here, you can select your layouts, and you can download that layout designer. Last session we have discussed that, and we will later discuss how to design your layouts. Okay, today we will start from branding. Now, in your company, there may be logos. Okay, so you can attach your company logo from this branding. Okay, you can select branding, company logo, select choose file. From here, you can select your file, and you can attach that file. After that, you can positioning your company logo in your documents. Now here you can set top left, top right if you want to display, or if you don't want to display your company logo, you can select none. Okay. Now here I have set top left. From here you can preview. Now you can see top left, this company logo will display. And there are another two options, logo on invoices and statement emails. Now, if you tick this option, your logo will display on invoices and statement emails. Now, when you are sending emails, that logo will display if you tick this option. And also, if you tick this option, second option, logo on customers on, then in your customers on also, this logo will display. Okay, right. Now you can practice how to add your company logo. After you set your company logo, you can preview and check. Now here, top right, you can view top right. Okay, next we will move to user-defined fields. Now, when you are creating customers or suppliers, inventory item, your fixed asset, And when you are enter transactions, there are some fields you can enter your details. Now, for an example, when you are creating a customer, you can add customer name, customer contact details, telephone numbers, those details. However, if you want to add more details, now in addition to these details, customer name, category, address, you can use this user defined fields. Okay, now here you can add these details. In addition to that, if you want to add more details, you can use this user defined fields. You can see there's a tab user defined fields. From here you can add that additional details. Now, for an example, if you want to add the customer's birthday, you can add customer birthday here. And if you have any agreements with customers, you can add agreement start date, agreement end date, or if you want to add agreement values, you can add those details. So initially, you can see in your system, there are text values, numeric values, decimal values, and date values. So under text values, you can see text field 1, text field 2, text field 3, and under numeric values, you can see numeric field 1, numeric field 2, numeric field 3. Right. Now, you from these settings, you can change these label names. Okay. Now, here I have under numeric values, I have changed this numeric field 1 to agreement number. So that changes you can done from here. Okay, now here I have changed this number user field 1 to agreement number. Therefore, when you are creating customers, you can see under numeric value agreement number. And also this is under date values, date user field 3, I have changed to birthday. Therefore, under date values, when you are creating customers, you can see this birthday. Okay, like that you can change these labels, and you can use these boxes for add additional information. Same way, when you are creating suppliers, you can change that supplier user defined fields. Okay, here you can create suppliers and you can enter these details: supplier names, group, contact name, email. So in addition to that, if you want to add more details, you can use this user defined fields. Okay, so these labels you can change from company settings under user defined fields. You can select supplier and you can change these label names. Next, item. You can create items. And if you want to add additional details, you can go to user defined fields tab and you can enter those details. And if you want to change these label names, you can change from here. Next, assets. And you can maintain your fixed asset from the system. Under company assets, you can create fixed assets. This is user defined fields. Now you can change these labels from this user defined fields. Now, for an example, if you want to add if you have motor vehicles, you can enter insurance expiry date, license expiry date, those details or those date values you can add from here, and you can change these label names from user defined fields. Like that, you can add additional details for customers, suppliers, items, and assets. Next, document and transactions. Now, when you are into transactions, We will enter customer quotation. Now, when you enter customer quotation, you can go to customers, transactions, customer quotes. After that, you can click add quote. From here, you can select customer name and items, and you can enter pricing. And if you go to these options, you can use this show user defined field. And if you want to add additional details, you can use this user defined fields. And if you want to change these label names, you can change from here. Okay. Now here you can add user defined fields for customer quotations, customer sales orders, customer tax invoice, customer credit note, supplier purchase order, supplier invoice, supplier returns, and for banking transaction and journal entries. Okay, so you can rename these labels from these user defined fields under document and transactions. Okay, right now you can go to your user defined fields, and you can change these field names, and you can check it's correctly appear in your screen. Okay, you can change this customer user defined fields, supplier user defined fields, and go to supplier creation and customer creation, and whether it's correctly display new label names. Okay, like that, you can add user-defined fields and you can change your user-defined fields names. Next, we will move to email signatures. Now, when you are creating your invoices, quotations, or purchase orders, you can directly email those documents to your customers or suppliers. Now, we will enter one purchase order, go to suppliers. So we will create a tax invoice, transactions, customer tax invoice. And we will email this document to a customer. We have invoice. Go to actions and email. Now you can see this subject automatically come the invoice number, then message. These messages will display automatically. So you can set this message or email message from this email signature. Okay. Now we are in a tax invoice. You can preview this tax invoice signature, email signature. You can design this email signature by inserting these placeholders. Right now, here you can see tax invoice. It's in words, and under brackets, in brackets, it's display invoice number. Next, in this email body, it's display. It's in wordings. It's there. After that, contact name. Next, please find attached invoice. Then in brackets, invoice number for invoice total. Okay, like that, you can set or you can design your email message. Okay, we will discuss how to add email signature. You can go to email signatures, select this email signature, and click add signature. Okay, after that, you need to enter email signature name. Now we will add SPCA 001 as email signature. Next, you need to select which document you are designing email signature. From this type, you can select tax invoice. We are creating email signature for tax invoice. Therefore, you can select tax invoice. Next, default option. Now, if you tick this default tick box, when you are sending emails, this email signature will display as default email signature. If you want to make this default, you can tick this option, or else you can untick. Next, placeholder. From here, you can use these placeholders, and you can design your email signature. Now we'll add subject with tax invoice and dash. After that, now if you want to display your tax invoice number under subject, you can select this invoice number. Okay, Then when you are sending emails, this relevant tax invoice number will display in the email signature. Now here you can see we haven't entered this number, but it's automatically uh, taken from this system. Okay, we will now take first invoice. Now you can see invoice number available, here, and amount will display here. Right. Next, you can add email body. You can mention dear, and if you have entered customer contact details, now here we go to customer details. You can open this customer name. Now here we have entered contact name. Therefore, it will display this contact name. And if you want to add contact name from this insert placeholder, you can select the contact name. Right? Then for all emails, it will select the that customer's contact person name. Like that, you can add placeholders. And if you want to add invoice total, you can add invoice total. Then due date. Like that, from here, you can design your email signature. And finally, if you want to add your name, your company name, then you can add this username and company name. Right. Like that, you can design your email signature and you can save. And also, if you want to make that email signature as default, you can select from here. Right. For each of these documents, you can create your email signatures: quotations, tax invoices, credit note, recurring invoices, customer statement run, sales orders. You can design your email signatures. Okay. Right. Now you can practice how to design email signature. Go to company, change company settings, email signature, click add signature, enter signature name, select the type. If you are creating a signature for tax invoice, you can select tax invoice. And from placeholders, you can select values. And from here, you can design your email signature. After that, you can save the signature. Okay. Right now, please create an email signature for tax invoice. Okay, like that, you can create your email signatures. After you create your email signatures, you can select that email signature, and when you are processing transactions, you can view that email signature. Okay, next we will move to multi-currency. Now, this is an add-on module. You can activate this module from administration, my profile, click upgrade. Under multi-currency, you can enter one and click next and finish. Then your multi-currency module will activate. After you activate your multi-currency, you can create your currencies. Right. After you activated your multi-currency, this screen will display. And if you want to activate uh, your multi-currency, you can tick this enable multi-currency, and you can select your home currency. Now, if you are working for Sri Lankan company, you can select uh, Sri Lanka rupees as your home currency. And if you are working for different company, or if you are creating this system for different currency or different for country, you can select that relevant currency as a home currency. Now, for an example, if you are implementing this system for US company, you can select your United States dollars as your home currency. If you are implementing this system for Australian company, you can select Australian dollars as your home currency. And one important thing, after you select this home currency and save, you cannot change the home currency. Therefore, before you save, please check carefully you have select correct home currency. Okay, after that you can save. Then your home currency will add to the system. Next, you can add your other currencies. Now, for an example, if you want to add currency, you can by clicking this add currency, and you can select that you can select the currency from here. Okay, and it will display that currency rate for one Sri Lankan rupees, how many that foreign currency, and for one LKR, how many that foreign currency. Those exchange rate will display here. After that, you can click add. Then those currencies will display here, and this exchange rate automatically update, and from European Central Bank rates. If you want to manually enter that exchange rate by clicking this edit, you can select this new custom exchange rate, and you can select date and enter your currency rate. Okay, after that you can click upgrade, then that rate will update. Right now here, Australian dollar, it's display 145. If you want to change to 150, you can select edit, select new custom exchange rate, and here you can enter 150 and update. Now when you are enter transactions for that customer, it will display this 150. Okay. This date range, it will 150. Right. Now you can activate your multi-currency module. After that, please create home currency and create few foreign currencies. Okay, and if you want to remove any currency by clicking this delete button, you can delete that currency. Right. Now you can create you can activate multi-currency. After that, create your home currency and create few foreign currencies. Okay, like that, you can create your home currency and you can view exchange rate. Now this exchange rate will display here for this date. If you want to view a different date, you can select the date and you can view the exchange rate. Now I have select 1st of December. So 1st of December rates will display here. And also if you have created any foreign currency and if you want to delete those currency by clicking this red color button, you can delete that exchange rate. Right. Now we have completed main company settings, and next we can move to each module. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask.
So how about creating add-ons? Now, earlier versions we had macro facilities to create add-ons. So after recording a particular macro, and then we can get the coding, and by filling up each property, you can populate maybe the particular entries. But this is not the desktop version, or this is the web version. So
Yeah.
how you are going to let's say additional add-ons you can develop? Is it
Add-ons means for
maybe any
non-modules. Yeah. Actually, there's a API. From that API, you can link that add-ons to the system.
then what about the database now? Where these data is getting stored now? Earlier it was something like SQL server
In
was
your
there.
server, yeah. Now it's normally cloud accounting softwares that service provider stores databases. Now here that Sage databases, it will store data, and by linking API, you can connect your add-on softwares to the system.
Is it accessible?
Yeah, it's accessible. Actually, first you need to get the permission from that Sage. After that, you can link your add-ons. Okay. Right. Next, we will move to supplier module. First, we will complete supplier module, then we will move to customer module. Right. Now, last session, we have completed how to create a supplier. Today also, we will go through how to create supplier. If you want to create supplier, go to suppliers and click add a supplier. First, you need to enter supplier name. Okay, from here you can enter your supplier name, and if you have any supplier categories. Now, for an example, item wise or region wise, or if you have any customer supplier groups, you can create your supplier groups from here. Now, for an example, if you are purchasing any particular software, you want to group those suppliers as software, you can select or you can create your category. By clicking this add new category, you can create new supplier category. Okay. And also, if you are purchasing from foreign suppliers and country wise you want to maintain categories, you can create that country. And from by clicking this add new category, you can enter country and save. Then you can select that category. Next, opening balance. Now, if you are implementing the system for all company, there may be opening balances. Okay, for that customer, a supplier has opening balances. If you have opening balances, you can enter that opening balance here. and opening balance as a date, you can select the date you are going to implement the system. Now, for an example, if you are implementing the system from 1st of December, you can select opening balance as a date as 30th November. Okay, 1 day prior to implementation date. Okay. Right. Next, active. Now, if you tick this active tick box, this supply is active. And if you untick, this supply is inactivated. Now, for an example, you have some suppliers and later you found that suppliers prices is high and you want to discontinue that supplier. In that case, by unticking this active tick box, you can inactivate that supplier. Okay, next, credit limit. If your supplier giving credit limit, you can enter that credit limit here. And also, if you enter any credit limit, if you are exceeding that credit limit, system will pop up a message. Under tax reference, you can enter that supplier's tax number. Next, auto allocate payments to oldest invoice. Now, here you can enter supplier invoices and also you can enter supplier payments. Now, if you have, I'll show you one example. Now, if you you select one supplier, now this supplier, we have ticked this auto allocate payments to oldest invoice. We'll go to enter supplier payment. Okay, we will use a different customer supplier. Now we have selected PW Holdings. Right. Now you can see when you enter amount, this will automatically allocate oldest invoices. Now you can see invoice dates. Enter 500,000. Now the system will automatically allocate this payment amount to oldest invoices. Okay. If you tick this option, auto allocate payments to oldest invoices, when you enter supplier payment, system will automatically allocate that payment to oldest invoices. Here we will do it again. We will enter 600,000 or 700,000. Now you can see system automatically allocated to oldest invoices. And if you want to allocate your outstanding for oldest invoices, you can tick this option. If you want to manually select and update, select payment invoices, you can untick this option. Okay, if you want to automatically allocate invoices, you can tick this option. Or if you want to manually select invoices, you can untick this option. Now, for an example, you are paying you want to select selecting and settle invoices. In that case, you can untick this option and you can select which invoices you are going to pay by manually. Then you can select these invoices and you can do the payment. If you tick this option, system will automatically allocate it to oldest invoices. Now, for an example, when you are paying your electricity bills, telephone bills, those service providers, for an example, if you are paying telephone bill for SLT, SLT will automatically allocate it to oldest invoice. Now, for an example, if your previous month bill amount is 2,000 and current month 1,000, now you are paying 1,000 rupees, it will automatically allocate it to previous month, not for this month. So like that, if you want to allocate your payments to oldest invoices, you can tick this option. Right. Next, customer details. You can enter customer postal, supplier postal address, supplier physical address. Here you can type your supplier postal address and physical address. And if you want to add, if you want to copy postal address to the physical address, you can click this copy from postal address, then it will copy to physical address. Furthermore, if you want to view from the map, you can view from the map, and we'll add here. You can copy, and you can from the map you can view the location. Right. Next, you can enter customer supplier contact details, supplier name, email address, telephone number, mobile number, fax number. And if you have any Skype, you can directly dial to these numbers, and by clicking this email, you can directly email to this supplier, and you can log into their website. Like that, by clicking these links, you can call, or you can send emails, or you can log into their website. Next, you can enter supplier business registration number and VAT status certified dates. Those details you can add here. Right. Next, default settings. From these default settings, you can add supplier default discount rate, default tax rate, and credit period and supplier currency. Okay. Now, if your supplier is regularly giving discount for you, you can add that discount rate. And when you are entering transaction, go to suppliers, transactions, supplier invoices. You can see this default discount rate will display here. Next, if your supplier is a tax registered company, you can select the tax rate, then relevant taxes will apply here. Okay. That 8% will display here. Next, due date for payment. If you enter any number of days for credit as a credit period. When you are invoicing or when you enter supply invoice, system will automatically calculate the number of days. Next, currency. You check supply list and you will find a foreign supplier. Right now, this is a foreign supplier. Okay, now this is AED. So when you select the supplier, system will display that supplier's currency and exchange rate, and also supplier's balance will display in supplier's currency, and credit limit will display in supplier's currency. Right. Those default details you can set from here, and also when you are processing transactions, you can change these details. Okay, now for an example, if you add 25% discount rate, it will display when you are into transaction. However, if you want to change, you can change when you are processing the transaction. And also credit limit, you can change, and tax rates you can change. Okay, for easiness, you can set these default details, and when you are processing the transaction, these details will display in the screen. Okay, like that, you can enter postal address, physical address, contact details, and default settings. After that, activity. Now, when you are new customers, this activity will not display. We'll open supply with transactions. Now you can see if you select this activity tab, you can view supplier opening balance, supplier adjustments, supplier invoices, supplier returns, supplier payments, and supplier balance. And also, if you want to view details, now for an example, you can see this detail link available. So if you click this link, you can view that supplier details. Supplier invoice details you can view. Like that, you can view this activity, and this activity tab details will automatically fill from the system. Next, additional contacts. Now, if you have enter any contact details here, and if you want to add additional contacts, you can add from here. You can enter supplier contact name, designation, telephone number, fax number, mobile number, email. And if you want to add more, by clicking this plus mark, you can add. And if you want to remove, by clicking this delete button, you can delete that additional contacts. Next, banking details. You can add banking details here. Supply bank details you can add here. Account name, account number, bank name, branch code, and account type you can select from here. Right. Next, notes. Now from here you can add any note for this supplier. Now for an example, if you want to add any meeting with this supplier, you can select into date and action date. Now for an example, 14th, you want to arrange a meeting with this supplier. You can add note here. After that, you can save. Then this notification will display in your dashboard. Under to-do list, here you can view supplier notes, right? So these notes you can add here, and in the action date it will display in the dashboard. And also you can attach documents here. Now for an example, if you have agreement with your suppliers, you can attach those documents. You can attach documents up to 2 MB, and you can attach up to 5 maximum attachments. Okay. Next, user-defined fields. From here, you can add user-defined fields, or you can add values for your user-defined fields. Next, personal information. Here, if you want to extend this information, you can select the date. This is only for Data Protection Act. There's no impact on the system. All your data saved in system. This is only due to Data Protection Act. Okay. Next, purchasers graph. From here, you can view that suppliers purchases. You can compare last year and this year. From here, you can change your settings. Next, purchase orders. You can view purchase order number, document date, and purchase value. In unpaid invoices, you can view that unpaid invoice date, document number, amount. Next, report layout. Now for an example, if you have different purchase order format, you can select correct purchase order format from here. Its system has few default purchase orders, and if you want to design yourself, you can design from this report layout design. Okay. After you enter these details, you can save this supply. In these details, additional contacts, bank details, notes, user-defined fields you can enter. However, this activity and this purchase graph, purchase orders, unpaid invoices will fill from the system. Okay, right. Now you can create a supplier by entering all details. Go to suppliers and click add a supplier. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, like that, you can create your suppliers. After you create your suppliers, you can view your supplier list from this list of suppliers. Okay, go to suppliers, list of suppliers. Your created suppliers will display here. You can view supplier name, supplier category, supplier balance, supplier credit limit, contact name, email, active, their tax rate. Okay. And also you can customize this grid by clicking this customize grid button and select customize grid. The available columns will display here. If you tick this column, you can view that column, and if you untick this column, it will not display in this grid. After that, you can save these columns, and if you want to add user defined fields, you can tick those fields and you can save. Then those columns will display here. And you can see some suppliers will display in the different currencies. So if you have foreign suppliers, those suppliers balances or credit limit will display in suppliers currency. Okay, balance and credit limit will display in suppliers currency. Furthermore, if you want to sort this grid by clicking these headings, you can sort. Now, for an example, if you want to sort by name, you can click this heading and you can sort ascending or descending order. This is ascending order. If you click again, you can sort descending order. Like that, balance. Also, you can sort ascending or descending order. Now, from the CSV button, if you want to export to CSV file, you can export to CSV file. Okay, and from here, you can view this list of suppliers. Next, sorting. You can sort by multi-columns by clicking this A to Z. Okay, you can add levels from here. You can select column name. Like this. You can sort this grid. Next, you can filter. You can filter from suppliers I bought from today or this month. And also, if you want to search, you can type here and you can search. Next, from actions, you can quick view, edit, delete these suppliers. Or if you want to add purchase order, supply invoice or payment, you can add from here. Next, if you want to delete more than one supplier at once, you can select that supplier, those suppliers, and you can delete. Or if you want to inactive, you can select. Now here you can see these 4 suppliers. First one inactivated, other 3 active. If you want to inactive all, you can select those suppliers and untick this option and save. Then those suppliers inactivated. If you want to active again these suppliers, you can select those suppliers and tick and save. Then again activated. And if you want to update from this, you can update auto allocation. Now, for an example, when you are creating, you can select that auto allocate option. And if you want to change or if you want to update more than one supplier at once, you can select those suppliers and select update and select that auto allocate and save. Like that, more than one supplier, you can change these fields. That type. Now, for an example, if you want to change all suppliers VAT type, default VAT type, you can select those suppliers and select this VAT type from the update, and you can select the relevant tax rate. After that, you can save. Okay, like that, you can sort this supplier list. Okay, right now you can practice this list of supplier option. If you have created more than one supplier, you can sort by ascending or descending orders. And also you can update by selecting more than one supplier. And also if your supplier has a transaction, you cannot delete that that supplier. Okay. If your supplier has activity, you cannot delete that supplier. Okay, right now you can practice this list of suppliers. Okay, next we will move to supplier categories. You can create your supplier categories from suppliers list, supplier categories, and by clicking add category, you can add your supplier category. You can enter name and you can save. Here also you can sort ascending or descending order. And also you can create your supplier categories when you are creating suppliers. Okay, you can go to supplier and select this category, and by clicking this add new category, you can create your supplier category. Okay, now you can create a few supplier categories. Okay, right now we have created suppliers and supplier categories. Next, we will move to supplier transaction. First, we will enter supplier purchase orders. Okay, now sometimes you may enter purchase order and order goods, or directly you can enter the supplier invoice without purchase order. Now you can enter both ways, uh, or else you can first send purchase order, and after that supplier send goods, you can enter the supplier invoice. Okay, right now we will start from purchase orders. You can go to suppliers transactions and supplier purchase orders. After that you can click add purchase order. From here you can enter supplier purchase order details. Here you can select supplier and you can enter what are the items you are going to order from this supplier. Okay, first select a supplier from this drop down menu. After you select the supplier, you can view supplier balance, supplier credit limit, and supplier address. Uh, Here you can view that supplier default discount and uh, layout you can view from here. Okay, if supplier is a tax registered supplier, you can view the tax number. Okay, next from this item list, you can select what are the items you are going to order. When you select the item, you can view that item code, item description, reserved quantity, and quantity on hand. After select the item, you can view the description. If you have enter unit, you can view, and quantity, exclusive price, tax rate, discount line, discount percentage, and discount amounts you can view from here. If you enter 2, system will calculate the total. Like that, you can select your items. Then system will calculate the discount, exclusive amount, tax amount, and total amount. And if you want to later delete any line, you can delete. And if you want to add more lines, by clicking this plus mark, you can add that line. Okay. And there are few options. First, now this is discount. If you enter discount rate here, it will apply for all items in the purchase order. Okay, now here enter 1. Total amount is 30,000. From you can see total discount is 7,500 and total amount is 22,500. Sometimes your supplier will give discount item wise, not for total supply invoice. They will give item wise discount. Now for an example, for this item they will give 10% and this item 5%. Then system will calculate item wise discount rate. Okay. Here you can see 9,000, here 19,000. Exclusive amount, discount is 1,000, here also 1,000. Like that, system will calculate line wise discount. Okay, if you enter discount here, it will apply for all items in the system, all items in the purchase order. If you want, if your supplier giving different discount rates for different items, you can use this line discount percentage. And also here you can enter discount amount or discount percentage. Then based on that discount percentage, system will calculate the exclusive amount, tax amount, and the total. Okay. Next, there's another option, use inclusive amounts. If you tick this option, this exclusive price will change to inclusive price. Okay, we will tick this. Then you can see this inclusive price, exclusive price has changed to inclusive price. Again, if we untick, it will change to exclusive price. And if you want to add any notes, you can add a message to here. We have discussed when you are doing these company settings, document and statement, supply document messages, purchase order. This message will display here. And also, if you want to add any comment to this item, now for an example, if you want to add a serial number here, you can click this file mark. Then this line will display here. You can enter the serial number. Then this color will change. Okay. And for this item also, if you want to add serial number, you can add like that. You can add serial number. Or any comments you can add here. Like that, you can enter purchase order. Okay, right. After that, you can save, or if you want to print, you can print, or you can email to your supplier. If you want to print, you can print preview. And from here, you can print. And if you want to email, you can email from here. Right. Like that, you can enter your supplier purchase orders. Right. Now you can enter your supplier purchase order. Please enter 2 supplier purchase orders. Okay. After you create your purchase orders, you can view your list of purchase orders. And you can use supplier name, document number, order number, date, delivery date, discount, total tax, total purchase order amount. Okay. And you can sort here also, you can sort document number or amount, like that you can sort. And here also, if you want to add columns, you can add, by ticking this, you can add columns. And if you want to remove any column, you can untick that column. Next, if you want to search any document, you can search from here. And you can filter from here. Dated today, dated this month, like that. You can select or you can filter your purchase orders. And also there's a status, you can see From here, you can view that pending, overdue, invoiced, confirmed, cancelled status you can view. Now, first one, if you check cancel, now you have sent the purchase order and supplier doesn't have that items, or if you want to cancel that order, you can cancel the order. Next, you have sent the confirm. Next one, confirm. You have sent the purchase order and supplier has confirmed that order. In that case, you can change the status to confirmed. Okay. Next, pending. Now you have sent the purchase order to the supplier, but still that supplier haven't sent that goods to you. Next one, overdue. Here also, you have sent the purchase order. Supplier haven't sent that. You haven't received the goods yet. Therefore, it also overdue. Now, difference between overdue and pending is now overdue. You can see delivery date is 1st of October. This second pending invoice, it's 10th January. So this is, we haven't reached this delivery date, therefore it is pending, and we have exceeded this delivery date, therefore that purchase order is overdue. Okay, both situation, both status, we haven't received the goods. However, this overdue means we have reached the delivery date or we have passed the delivery date. In pending status, we haven't still reached the delivery date. Okay, next, invoice. If that supplier has sent the goods and sent the invoice, we can convert that purchase order to invoice, then status will change to invoice. Okay, you can change the status from this option. You can change confirmed, cancelled, invoice. Okay, so from here, you can change the status. Pending and overdue automatically will display from the system. Cancelled and confirmed will you can change from these options. In addition to that, from here you can view purchase order history. Who has created this purchase order? Next, you can view user defined fields. You can enter if you have delivery charges, you can enter that delivery charges here, or any dates you can add here. Next, document attachment. If you want to add any documents to this transaction, you can add. So for an example, if you want to attach any images, you're ordering goods, you can attach from here, and you can attach up to 2 MB and maximum 5 attachments. Next, document notes. You can add any document notes to here, and this will display in the dashboard. Next, confirm, cancel, invoice. These details you can change from here. And also, if you want to convert this purchase order to an invoice, you can go to options and create invoice. Then this purchase order will convert to supplier invoice. Now you have sent the purchase order and supplier sends goods to you. Then you can enter the supplier invoice. In that case, you can use this create option. Okay. Next, copy purchase order. If you want to copy the same purchase order again, or if you want to create same purchase order again, you can go to options and click copy purchase order. Then system will create another purchase order. Okay, we will save this. You can see same amount, same date, 2 purchase orders created. Okay, now there's another option. We will change the prices. Now supplier has informed us prices has increased. Then we will change the price and we can save. Again, we will open this purchase order. And if you go to history, go to options, purchase order history, you can view this value has changed LKR 8,100 to 9,720. Okay, so any modification, any value changes, you can view from this purchase order history. Okay, you can view that action created or edited, date, user, and details you can view from here. Okay, right now you can practice that options, and you can practice this purchase orders list. Okay, right now you can practice that purchase orders, and you can enter few purchase orders after the class, and you can practice how to enter purchase order. And if you have added any document notes, you can see this color has changed and others because you have added document note. And also if you attach any documents, you can view this this color also, this file mark color also will change to orange. Right, like that you can create your supplier purchase orders. Next we will move to supplier invoices. You can create supplier invoices from suppliers, transactions, supplier invoices. Okay. Now in practical situation, you will order goods from your suppliers, and after that they will send the goods to you. In that situation, you can enter supplier invoice, or without sending purchase order also, you may purchase and you can enter the supplier invoice to the system. Okay, first we will check how to enter supplier invoice without supplier purchase order. Okay, you can enter supplier invoice by clicking this add supplier invoice, and you can select the supplier. After you select the supplier, you can view supplier balance and credit limit. Here you can select the item, and you can enter the amount, and if taxes available, you can enter the tax rate. Okay, and from here, date, you can select the date, supply invoice date, and you can enter supply invoice number here. And you can save this supplier invoice. When you save this supplier invoice, that supplier outstanding will increase. Okay. Then you can select items from here, and you can enter price and quantity, and you can save this supplier invoice. Right now you can enter supplier invoice, go to suppliers, transactions, and select supplier invoice, and you can enter supplier invoice. Please enter one supplier invoice.
தம்பி சவுண்ட் இல்லடா.
Mr. Vasidaran, can you please mute your mic, please?
Okay.
Okay, now we have entered supplier invoice. Now this is we have entered direct supplier invoice. Now assume you have entered purchase order, and after that you will enter the supplier invoice. In that case, there are two methods you can enter supplier invoice. First one, you can go to suppliers, transactions, supplier purchase orders, and from the list, you can click this actions and click create invoice. Or you can open the supplier purchase order, go to options and create invoice. Okay, these methods, you can convert your purchase order to supplier invoice. I'll repeat it again. Go to suppliers, transactions, supplier purchase orders, select the purchase order, click actions, select create invoice. Or you can open the supplier purchase order, go to options and select create invoice. Then system will display message, this supplier invoice from this purchase order, status will be changed to invoice. Click OK. Now here process supplier purchase order. Here you can see that purchase order has converted to supplier in from the system, tax numbers, details, this address details fill from the system, dates fill from the system, and from here you can enter supplier invoice number, and you can save this supplier invoice. Okay, you don't want to enter details again. If you are converting supplier purchase order to supplier invoice, you can just convert that purchase order to invoice, and you need to enter only supplier invoice number. After that, you can save this supplier invoice. Okay, now you can see this purchase order status has changed to invoice. Okay, this purchase order status has changed to invoice because we converted this purchase order to an invoice. Okay, like that you can convert your purchase order to supplier invoice. Okay, there's another method. Go to suppliers, transactions, supplier invoice, click add supplier invoice. From this supplier drop down menu, you can select supplier name. After that, you can select purchase order and you can convert to supplier invoice. Okay, here also you can select the supplier, and from purchase order drop down menu, you can select the purchase order and you can create supplier invoice. Also, you can save, you can enter supplier invoice number and you can save this supplier invoice. Okay, like that you can enter supplier invoice. First, we discussed how to enter direct supplier invoice without purchase order. Secondly, we discussed how to convert our purchase order to supplier invoice. Okay, now if you have entered any purchase order, you can convert that purchase order to supplier invoice. After that, we will discuss additional features in these supplier invoices. Okay, now we have created supplier invoice. Okay, now we will discuss additional features in this supplier invoice. First, when you select the supplier, you can view supplier balance and supplier credit limit. And also, if you select any foreign supplier, system will display in supplier's currency. We'll open another foreign supplier. Okay, now you can see this supplier's foreign supplier balance and credit limit will display in supplier's currency. And also you can view that exchange rate, and when you select items, it will display item prices will display in supplier's currency, and also total also you can view in supplier's currency, and the exchange rate will display here. If you want to change, you can change the exchange rate. Here also you can change, or from here you can change the exchange rate. Right. Next, supplier invoice. Without entering supplier invoice, you cannot save your supplier invoice. Okay, it's compulsory to enter supplier invoice number. Without entering supplier invoice number, you cannot save your supplier invoice. We will delete this supplier invoice and we will save. Change this. Okay, now here you can see supply invoice number is required. Without supply invoice number, we cannot save this transaction. Okay, now in this supplier, we have entered this supply invoice number. Again, we will enter same invoice number. Go to options. We'll copy this invoice and same invoice number here. We'll save. Right. Now you can see the supply invoice number entered in this document has already been used for this supplier. Do you want to continue? I think you can remember when you are creating these company settings under customer and supplier settings, you can see second one, warn when duplicate supplier invoice number used on supplier invoices. If you tick this option, system will pop up a message if you enter duplicate supplier invoice number. Okay, now we have entered same invoice number twice, therefore system will pop up a message the supplier invoice number entered in this document has already been used for this supplier. And do you want to continue? If you want to continue, you can click yes, or if you are not sure whether it's correct invoice number, you can check the number and change and save it again. Right, next, if you have given any credit period for this supplier, system will calculate the credit period automatically. You can see the date and due date available. You check this supplier, PW Holdings. Go to list of suppliers. This supplier has 30 days credit period. Therefore, system will calculate that 30 days as due date. Next, we have given credit limit for this supplier. Supplier credit limit is 100,000. Now we will enter. We'll change this amount, and now this total invoice amount is 972. We will save this. Then system will display a message. Your credit limit will be exceeded. Would you like to continue. If you want to continue, you can click yes, or if you want to discontinue, you can click no, and you can change the quantity or pricing. Okay, if you want to continue, you can continue this. Right, next, now when you are purchasing these items, if you want to add any additional comment or any serial number, you can enter here and you can save. Okay, after you if you enter any serial number or any comment here, you can search from here. You can type in a search option and enter. Then if that number available in a document, you can view that document. Now this it will display here that supplier invoice number, this previous supplier invoice. You can view the detail. Okay, like that. If you want to add any serial numbers for purchased items, you can enter here. You can click this option and you can enter the serial number. Change the price again. And here also from options, you can view the invoice history. Okay, you can view the created, converted, purchase order, edited value. You can view from the invoice history. Right. Next, now when you select these items, actually we have discussed this inclusive item, inclusive price, exclusive price. If you tick this option, you can view the inclusive price. If you untick, you can view the exclusive price. Next, now when you select items, sometimes you want to select GL accounts. Now, sometimes if you are paying, for an example, if you are paying transport expenses or clearing or cleaning charges without selecting inventory item, you want to directly debit it to expense account, okay, or GL account. In that case, you can change this type to account and you can select GL account. Okay, from here now you can see if you are paying advertising expense, you can select that. Okay, like that. From this type, if you are entering any inventory item, you can select item, then you can select inventory item from this drop down menu. Or if you want to select GL account, you can change this type from item to account. Then you can select GL accounts. Okay, like that. If you want to enter any item or GL account, you can change from type and you can select that relevant item or GL account. Right. Next, analysis codes. Now you can see there are some department jobs area available. These are analysis codes. Now you can go to company and you can go to analysis code. And from here, now for an example, you are a group of company. You may have different companies, or in your company, you have different cost centers or in your company you may have different projects or jobs, or you want to view your profit and loss report based on area wise. In that case, you can create these analysis codes. Okay, you can create department, or in your system there may be analysis code 1, analysis code 2, analysis code 3, and you can rename that. You can select first one and you can change to department, and under this you can create your departments. Okay, accounts, HR, manufacturing, marketing, like that you can create your departments. And if you want to use another analysis code now for projects or job, you can select that and you can rename your analysis code name. Okay, after you create analysis code, click this option in use and click save. After that, it will display here. For all transaction, that analysis code will display. After you create analysis code, when you are generating your profit and loss report, you can view that profit and loss report in your department wise or project wise profitability report you can generate. Now you can see each department will display here and totals will display here. Right. Like that, you can create analysis code and you can link to purchase order or supply invoice. You can link that analysis codes. Okay, we will discuss analysis code later, and here you can link this analysis code. Okay. Next, you can select these items or GL accounts, and you can save your supplier invoice. Right, we will enter another supplier invoice. Now, when you are purchasing your goods, sometimes you may incur some additional expenses, okay, like traveling, insurance, clearing charges, and those expenses you want to add to your item cost. In that case, you can use this additional cost, and you can select that additional cost supplier and description. For an example, transport, and you can enter the amount. Okay, then it will add to your item. Okay, so now here you can see that total amount is 100, additional cost 1000. Like that, if you have any additional cost, you can add that cost from this by clicking this add additional cost. Okay, then this additional cost will add to your item. Now for an example, if you have 2 items, it will add 2 items based on the item value. Okay, now first one 7,500. Our additional total additional charges is 1000. Then it will add 333 for first item, 7,500. Second item, it's 666. Okay, like that, it will add additional cost based on the item value. After that, you can save. Okay, now here you can enter supply invoice number and you can save. Okay, now you can see this first original invoice and next invoice for this additional cost. Okay, both suppliers will update. Okay, right, like that you can enter supply invoice. First you can enter without purchase order, or if you have entered purchase order, you can convert that purchase order to supply invoice. And if you have any additional cost, you can add additional cost. And if you want to add any GL accounts, you can change this type to account. And if you have any analysis code like a department, jobs, or area wise or project, you can select that analysis code. Right, now you can practice this how to enter supply invoice. And if you have any questions, please ask. Okay, like this, you can enter your supply invoices. You can convert your supplier invoice from purchase order, or you can directly enter your supplier invoice. And when you enter supply invoice, your expense or inventory will debit and credit trade payables. Okay, journal entries will be debit inventory or your selected GL account and credit your trade payables. After you enter your supply invoices, you can view your list of supply invoices. And from here also, you can view status as paid, overdue, or unpaid, or partially paid. If you pay for this invoice, status will change to paid. And if you not yet paid, it will display as unpaid. And if you partially paid some amount, part of that invoice, if you paid, it will display as partially paid. And if your invoice has increased that credit period, it will change to overdue. Okay, like that, status will change. And you can view this supplier name, document number, amount, and outstanding amount, and anticipated payment dates from this list of invoices. And also you can sort this list from ascending or descending order by clicking these headings. Okay, then we will wrap up for today. Please practice by creating master files and entering transactions. If you have any questions, please ask in next session. Okay, thank you very much.